Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night number 72 of the Overnight Feeds recaps for Big Brother Season 25. An exquisite Friday to y'all. Yeah, I like that little bit they had on a live TV episode last night with everyone talking about how exquisite Julie looked until Corey got up and said she just looked good. I like it because I always think it's a little irritating when everyone's always kissing up to Julie while they're doing a thing. Just for those of you who don't know, we don't actually even see Julie inside the diary room. We see her on the screen outside before the vote, but we don't even see her in the diary room. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But welcome to Friday. Welcome to the day after an HOH competition. Yes, we do have an HOH winner we're going to talk about in just a second. But let's talk about, first of all, the live episode a little bit last night. We lost Cameron. No surprise. We knew he was going, but he certainly gave us some excitement while in the house. He made some big moves, looking for some big drama and all that. Well, he got some of that. So we have lost Cameron this point in time. But as I said, we now do have a new HOH. So let's talk about the feeds and who has the power for this week. First of all, the feeds were down until about, 2:30 or so Big Brother time, 4:30 Houston time, which means that, yes, I did get a little sleep, which is always nice, but it also means that I had that Big Brother theme music in my ear for a solid 7.5 hours or so. I'm going to be humming it all day long as a result. Yeah, it was a long time. Made me wonder what kind of HOH competition could be taking place. Well, we now know what kind it was. When the feeds finally returned, we learned two things. First of all, the competition was BB Comics, an absolute icon competition. So glad I got to play in it. So glad that Nicole won it in my season and used the veto to save me. So yeah, I love BB Comics. Such a fun one to play in. Now, I am a little bit surprised that it was used as an HOH competition. I feel like normally it's a veto. It certainly was used as a veto in my season, but we got BB Comics as an HOH comp instead. It certainly makes sense why the feeds were down for so long. 8 people, Bowie Jane didn't play, so 7 people that competed in this thing. It's a long time to set up individual timed competition. They do it one at a time. So yeah, it took a long time for them to complete it. Kind of interesting they did it in the middle of the night as opposed to normally it's on a Saturday during the day. How would you like to be trying to get all your mental faculties and everything operating at, 2 o'clock in the morning as you're trying to finish your competition up? But yeah, it's they did play BB Comics. We also learned that this is an invisible HOH. Now, Julie had hinted to us that was going to be the case, I think on Sunday's episode, if I recall, that it was going to be invisible HOH. Well, it was, which means that no one except for the new HOH is going to know who won the competition. So they're going to be able to make their nominations. If a veto's used, they're going to be able to make renominations in complete privacy, completely secret, unless they choose to tell other people they have the power, which could be the case, it's looking like. But complete invisibility to control what's going on gives you a chance to make a big move without getting blood on your hands, potentially. But because it was an invisible HOH, it also means that when the feeds came back, there's no one walking around with a key around their neck. It took a while to figure out, probably 20, 30 minutes of watching before finally someone spilled the beans about who had won. We couldn't tell who had won the HOH initially, but learn we did. And the new HOH for this week is Jag. Yeah, props to Jag. Congratulations to him. He won his first HOH. Now, he seems like he's a comp beast, right? But I think all of his wins have been in veto so far. I believe he's won 3 veto competitions. This is his first HOH win. Now, unfortunately, because it's a secret HOH, that means he doesn't get the HOH room. He won't be getting photos. He won't be getting a basket, music, etc. Maybe he'll get a letter that they let him read inside the diary room or something. Don't know for certain with that, but I'm sure he's okay with that. At least he's got the power this week to make a big move if he wants to make it, or a safe one if he wants to make that as well. All right, we learned that Jag had won the HOH competition because he was in the downstairs bathroom alone for just a minute. I guess they're going to have a whole week of not having access to that upstairs bathroom if there's no HOH, right? That's now there's only 8 people in the house, so it's a little bit easier than when there were 16 or 17 in there. But still, they're all locked into that one bathroom downstairs. But while he's downstairs in the bathroom area, we did learn that he had won because he at one point said, "Who the bleep am I going to put up?" So he's certainly thinking that over. Just a little bit after he does that, we have Corey and Cameron come in, and it appears that Corey is thinking that Blue probably won this thing. He's a little bit nervous that Blue won, assuming he'll certainly go on the block if that's the case. But Corey is saying he thinks she won because if not, if she hadn't won, he would fully expect her to be hanging around Corey immediately afterwards, making sure she was good with him in the event that he won, that he wouldn't put her up. The fact that she's not really immediately down there trying to interact with him suggests to him that she probably has this thing and is just not worried as a result of it. Jag didn't tell Corey otherwise. He's keeping it close to his vest, at least for the first 5 minutes or so. So yeah, Corey's under the impression Blue won it. Jag knows otherwise. All right, Jag is in the bathroom, still a little bit later. And sure enough, no one can keep a secret this season in this house. Jag has told Matt that he won. Now, I don't have a huge issue with him telling Matt. They're supposed to be top two, final two, going to the end together. So I can see that you would say something like that to Matt. But is he going to tell other people? That's a bigger question. But he has told Matt that he won the HOH, the secret HOH. He is telling Matt he wants Blue gone. We've got the target. I believe him when he tells Matt something. He wants Blue gone, but he's just not sure how to do the nominations, how he should make it work. Now, first of all, before we talk about his different little scenarios, this is a secret HOH. If there was ever a time to make a big move and not worry about blood on your hands, this would be it. Weren't we just hearing a few days ago, Jag saying that it would be good, that he'd like to see Corey get out the door, but if he put up Corey, or if he or Matt put up Corey and Corey went home, America would be so upset with them, she'd probably go over to Blue instead of them, and therefore they couldn't do it. Here's your chance, Jag. You can go after Corey. You can get him out the door. Blue won't know. America won't know it was you. You could still grab hold of her. In fact, you could even, based on who else you nominate, you could potentially put the blame on Blue and talk it up enough and convince America and Corey that it was her and not you that's the secret HOH. He's got a little time. Maybe he'll still think about it. That is certainly the bigger move, I think. But for now, he's talking about going after Blue, which is not a horrible choice. It just seems like it's a safer choice. But he is talking about that. And he's saying, how do we do it, though? Do we put up Felicia and Cirie and backdoor Blue? Do we put up Blue and Felicia and run the risk that Blue wins the veto? There's only 8 people in the house. Now, how's it going to work with the veto competition? They're not going to be able to have a draw and say only these people play, because then it reveals who's the HOH. So I expect that it's going to be a veto competition that either everyone plays and Jag is going to, I don't know I don't know how it's going to work. It may be that it's another individual competition, and so Jag, they won't know who played, who didn't play in it. I'll have to think about that a little bit. But there's not enough people. There's 8 people playing or still in the game, 6 people playing the veto competition. There's a very, very good chance that Blue's going to be playing in veto no matter what. The idea of a backdoor is that's early season. I think it's kind of past its prime at this point. I think Jag's got to just take 2 approaches. Either just take his 2 biggest targets, put them on the block, so that if one of them does win veto, pulls himself off, well, you still have the other one to send out the door. Or just be as devious as possible, put up your target along with someone else that makes it look like someone else is the HOH, and go that direction instead. This idea of backdoor, I don't think it's as effective as it is earlier in the season. We'll see what they find out. As of filming, they still didn't know which direction they were going to go. Now, there was some later discussion that the diamond power veto could be in play. It was in play in my season. Christy had it and screwed up my HOH as a result. But remember, a diamond power veto says that a person who's pulled off the block not only gets to come off the block, but they get to say who their replacement is going to be. And so it could be that Jag's a little bit worried that if he puts Blue up there, there is a Diamond Power veto in play that she could then get pulled off and then turn around and put someone else up, such as, I don't know, Matt, maybe, and really screw with Jag's game. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe that's why he's still looking at a back door, just because of the threat of this power. Now, we know the veto is going to be, well, we don't know exactly what it's going to be. We know Julie said that we're going to be seeing double. It makes me think that there's probably going to be 2 vetoes that are up for grabs. We've seen it in past seasons of US version and the Canadian version. There'll probably be two vetoes, 2 people, which could gum up the process as well, but probably not the Diamond Power veto. So there you go. We'll see as we go forward over the next few days. But that's the plan. Certainly Blue the target. Just trying to figure out how they make it work. Jag is talking as well about who maybe should be let in on the secret or not. Secrets are gold in the Big Brother house. Keep it close to your vest, Jag. But he's saying that he definitely wants to tell Bowie Jane, since Bowie Jane and Matt and Jag are trio. So he wants to tell her. He's debating, saying he maybe wants to tell America and Corey as well. If it's me, I'm not telling America and Corey. They've already talked about going after America and Corey. Why would you do that? If you truly want Bowie Jane going to the final 3 with you, maybe you can tell her for 2 reasons. One, if you tell her and she knows that it's only Matt, Bowie Jane, and Jag who knows, it certainly shows a lot of faith and trust in Bowie Jane. Hopefully that would make her feel that much tighter with these 2 guys going forward. That's one advantage. 2, if you only tell 2 other people, it makes it a little bit easier to figure out who's spilling the information if word was still to get out. Once you include another 3 or 4 people, you don't know who's talking to who. So I would keep it just to Bowie Jane, but he is talking about potentially going with America, telling America and Corey as well. So we'll see what he decides to do with that. Blue is talking to Matt and Jag a little bit, saying that no way is Felicia or Cirie, no way did Felicia or Cirie win BB Comics competition. She knows that she didn't win it. So she's saying, are you sure you guys didn't win this thing? Because there's not that many people left who could win it. And Jag saying, if I'd won it, I'd already be in bed. That is tough. If you're her situation, you didn't win it. If Jag and Matt are saying they didn't win it, who's that leave that could win it? Bowie Jane, maybe. Corey or America, maybe. I can certainly see why Blue is questioning whether Matt and Jag truly didn't win the HOH competition. And she's not the only one, because Cirie has already told Felicia that she's pretty sure that Jag won this thing, just based on the fact that they would be the best ones to win it and the way people are acting and all of that. So that's a problem about doing an invisible HOH so late in the season. There's only so many people. Who the good competitors are in physical comps and such, who isn't. It makes it pretty easy to narrow it down at least to just a few possible choices. Whereas if you do an invisible HOH when there's 12, 13 people in a house, a lot more folks that you can be pinning this thing on. But yeah, Cirie's suspecting that Jag won this thing and telling Felicia that. Blue questioning whether Matt and Jag truly didn't win this thing. Blue is worried. Blue is nervous. She is saying, I just don't know what's going on. Well, that's kind of the point of the invisible HOH, but saying, I don't know what's going on. And she's saying, have they been talking about me? I think she's talking about Corey and America. And Matt laughs at one point. She said, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? And Jag tones it down, says, no, they haven't really said anything about you, but we wouldn't expect them to anyway with us talking and all that. So yeah, Blue's a little bit nervous, as she should be. All right, we've got America and Corey laying in their beds. We hear a few of the comic book themes, not very many. We'll hear more later, but we hear a few of the comic book themes that were presented. America apparently was referred to as Nightmerica. Nightmare, yeah. And she said, what, am I a night beast or something? I don't know what the visuals were, but she's the Nightmerica. Apparently Jared was either muffin hands or they made fun of his muffin hands or something. They're saying, yeah, that was kind of but he's got that. Corey can't figure out what his is. He says his apparently is albacore. Albacore, yeah. That he's albacore and it's all about being a school of fish. And he's saying, what? Just because I said I like that salmon dinner that one time, it wasn't even tuna. And they're saying, well, no, it's because it's a school of fish and Corey, albacore, and sometimes you have to stretch it a little bit. But he's got that. America's pointing out that apparently Riley and Kirsten maybe were drawn up a little bustier than America was drawn up. So she's complaining about that a little bit as well. So we didn't hear a lot about the comic book themes, but a few teasers here and there. I'm sure within the next 24 hours we'll get the rest of them. All right, we've got Corey talking to America, saying there's no way that Jag didn't win this HOH. Originally, earlier he was saying Blue. Maybe it was just because Jag and Matt were in there at the time. Maybe he's never believed that, or maybe he's just changed his opinion. But with America saying, yeah, Jag won that thing, you can't convince me that Jag didn't win it. He thinks that's bad for him in America. One, that if Jag did win it, he's not telling him. But two, that he thinks that he could easily be a target when you've got a secret HOH, that Jag could make the big move, which Corey assumes is against him and America. America is saying, I'd be happy if Blue won this thing. I hope Blue won this thing. At which point she tells Corey that she was pitching that she got herself closer to Blue over the last week, that she was pitching this girls power group to Corey. And she says, now I told her that it would have to include you as well. So don't worry about that. But yeah, I've been close to her. I've been working hard with her. We've talked about a Girls Alliance. So I'd be happy if Blue won this thing. Corey basically says, well, you may have saved us this week. I'm glad you got close to her and all that. He says, but please, can you give me some updates when you have conversations like this, when you do things like this with Blue? Because I didn't know until just now. So please keep me updated going forward. But I am glad that you had the conversation. America is telling Corey that Blue had told her that she couldn't trust Matt or Jag, that she's very worried about them. Well, she should be, since she's getting ready potentially probably to be the target itself. I wonder if Corey and America are going to be able to use this to their advantage if they ever need to kind of throw Blue under the bus. They may not need to at this point in time, but certainly information that they can keep in their back pocket just in case they need it going forward. All right, we've got Corey and America talking about this idea that if Matt or Jag won, which Corey thinks is the case, they're saying it is not okay that Matt and Jag aren't telling them. It makes them question what kind of relationship they have with one another. And they're saying even if they won and they don't put us up, which is great, but they still don't tell us, that's still not okay. That's still showing a lack of trust, a lack of faith in us. And I think it's Corey who says, even if they come to us later, if they come to us tomorrow and tell us, it's still too late. They're letting us sit here and think that they didn't win it. It's too late. If that's the case, we're going against them. If we win HOH, Matt and Jag are who we're going against. If they aren't going to trust us, then that just shows that we shouldn't be trusting them either. So Corey especially is getting himself worked up. I think it's just nervousness about what's going to happen, about the possibility this time today, or that later today he could find his face and name on the block. Corey's just getting himself worked up quite a bit, and as a result, he's now decided it's time to target Matt and Jag. Didn't they talk about that already? After next Thursday, we're going to be down to the final 7. If I recall, Corey had already said it was at final 7 where he felt like they needed to take their shot against Matt and Jag. So kind of things may be working out for Corey as long as he just chills out and doesn't do anything to blow up his game with Matt and Jag. Because here's the other deal. Not really sure right now if Jag's going to be able to compete in HOH next week. We haven't been told one way or the other. It is possible. Seems like in the past when you've had things like this, the person who won HOH is still allowed to compete, but they're told you have to throw it. If you win it, it's going to be revealed that you're not eligible, so you need to throw it so that no one knows it was you. So it is a possibility that Jag can't compete next week. So if Corey wants to make this big move, it may be that he only needs to get past Matt to make it happen. Now, it could be slip and slide, which will be tough, but things could be okay for Corey and America. He just needs to cool his jets at this point in time. All right. Well, with that, they proceed on to a makeout session, early morning makeout session, we'll call it, because at that point it is very late. Lights out, everyone in bed by 3:30 Big Brother time. 5:30. No, I take that back. 5:30 Big Brother time, 7:30 Houston time. Yeah, they just went to bed not too long ago. So lights out, everyone in bed, turned into a late night. Now, they were probably all isolated in different rooms, I suspect, or while they were waiting for everyone else to play the game. They probably got in some good sleep while they're waiting. If you can sleep and the nerves don't overwhelm you while you're getting ready for an HOH game. But anyway, everyone in bed by 5:30 and so. So what do we know in summary? It sounds like, well, we know for certain Jag won HOH. We know with pretty good confidence that Blue's going to be the target. We just don't know how it's going to be configured, who actually may be going on the block today, but just know that Blue is the ultimate target at this point in time. Veto competition is tomorrow, so we'll see how that all works out. We don't know if the house guests will be told what's going to happen before the veto comps or when they get there. We'll find out later. There you have it, guys. Y'all have a fantastic Friday. Have an exquisite weekend. I will be back tomorrow morning to give you the update, let you know who is on the block, and then we'll talk about that along with the overnight feeds again tomorrow. Until then, guys, SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.